Once upon a time, there was a poor boy named Jack. He lived with his mother in a small cottage. They had only one cow, which gave them milk. But one year, the cow stopped giving milk. Jack's mother became very worried. They had no money, no food, and nothing left to sell except the cow. One morning, Jack's mother said, "Jack, take the cow to the market and sell it. Bring home some money so we can buy food." Jack agreed, took the cow, and walked toward the market. On the way, Jack met an old man. The old man looked kind but mysterious. He said, "Hello, young boy. Where are you going with that cow?" Jack replied, "I am going to the market to sell her. We need money." The old man smiled and said, "I will give you something better than money. Look, I have 5 magic beans. If you plant them, they will grow into something wonderful." Jack was surprised. "Magic beans? Really?" The old man nodded. "Yes, they are very powerful. You will not regret it." Jack thought for a moment. He had never seen magic beans before. They looked ordinary, but the old man seemed serious. So Jack agreed. He gave the cow to the man and took the 5 beans. When Jack reached home, his mother asked, "Where is the money?" Jack proudly showed her the beans. "Mother, look, magic beans. We don't need money anymore." But his mother became very angry. "Foolish boy, you gave away our cow for a handful of beans. How will we eat? There is no magic in these beans." She threw them out of the window and sent Jack to bed without dinner. That night, Jack felt sad. He thought maybe he had made a mistake, but something amazing was about to happen. The next morning, Jack looked out of his window and could not believe his eyes. A giant beanstalk had grown from the beans overnight. It was so tall that it reached the sky. Its leaves were huge, and its stem was thick like a tree trunk. Jack's eyes shone with excitement. This must be the magic. I must climb it and see where it goes. Without telling his mother, Jack started climbing the beanstalk. Higher and higher he went, through the clouds, until he reached the top. At the top, Jack saw a beautiful land with green fields and a golden castle shining in the distance. He walked toward the castle. When he reached the gate, a giant woman stood there. She was the wife of a giant. She looked down at Jack and said, "Who are you, little boy?" Jack bowed politely and said, "Good morning, kind lady. I am very hungry. Could you please give me something to eat?" The giant's wife felt sorry for him. "Come in, child, but you must be quick. My husband is a giant, and he does not like strangers. If he finds you, he will eat you." She gave Jack bread, cheese, and milk. Jack was eating happily when suddenly there was a loud sound boom, boom, boom. The floor shook. The giant's wife whispered, "Quick, hide! My husband is coming!" She pushed Jack into a cupboard. The giant entered the hall. He was huge, with a deep, loud voice. He sniffed the air and shouted, "Fee-fee, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread." The giant grunted and sat down. Soon he brought out a hen and placed it on the table. He said, "Lay!" And to Jack's amazement, the hen laid a golden egg. Jack watched quietly. The giant soon fell asleep. Then Jack came out of the cupboard, grabbed the hen, and ran away. He quickly climbed down the beanstalk and reached home. Jack's mother was overjoyed when she saw the hen lay golden eggs. They sold the eggs and became rich. But Jack was curious. "I wonder what else is in the giant's castle," he thought. A few days later, Jack climbed the beanstalk again. The giant's wife welcomed him kindly and gave him food, but again warned him about her husband. This time, Jack hid in the cupboard when the giant arrived. The giant shouted his rhyme again, but his wife calmed him. Then the giant brought out a harp. The harp was magical. It could play beautiful music by itself. The sweet sound filled the hall. Soon the giant fell asleep again. Jack quietly took the harp and tried to run, but the harp suddenly cried out, "Master! Master, help!" The giant woke up and chased Jack. Jack ran as fast as he could, carrying the harp. He rushed to the beanstalk and climbed down quickly. The giant followed him, but Jack was faster. When Jack reached the bottom, he shouted, "Mother, bring me the axe!" His mother hurried with an axe. Jack began to chop the beanstalk. The giant was halfway down when the beanstalk cracked and fell. The giant crashed to the ground and never got up again. Jack and his mother were safe. They had the hen that laid golden eggs and the harp that played sweet music. They lived happily ever after, never poor again. Moral of the story: bravery and curiosity can bring great rewards, but they must be balanced with wisdom.